Welcome back to week 2 of Rockus Maximus XIII. This is Pasco County's original Battle of Bands, and we're doing We Ain't Dead Yet this year. And you guys are?
Expiry!
All right. Why don't you reintroduce yourself to us for this week?
I'm Gio, I do vocals.
I'm Gabe, I play bass.
I'm Chris, I play drums.
I'm Chase, I play guitar.
I'm Dino, I play guitar and do vocals.
All right. Welcome back, guys. This week we're going to be talking about a social cause. So have you guys selected a social cause for us to discuss?
Yeah.
All right. What do you guys have?
VH1 Saves the Music.
All right. What can you tell us about it?
Well, the reason we picked it is just like because it's about schools cutting their music programs and have the kids that actually go to like elementary and middle school and high schools not having the ability to learn an instrument. And the reason we all picked that was because when I was little, my brother played a lot of instruments, and I grew up around it, and I just thought like, because I still had the opportunity when I was in middle school to play an instrument and everything because they still have a music program, but the thought that like future generations of kids not being able to experience the actual fun and enjoyment of playing an instrument or learning how to play music or read music or all that, it sucks. It's unfathomable to understand.
It's also unfair because music is such a good thing. It's what gets me through the day. Like as soon as any chance I can get, I always have my iPod on listening to music. I always want to discover new bands, and I just feel that it would be unfair to future generations because music can be such a positive thing in one's life, and if it weren't for music, I probably wouldn't be here. So
yeah, I mean, music can be very powerful. It can save lives, and it has saved lives before. It's done a lot in my life. I was a very depressed little kid when I was in middle school.
I personally like music, obviously. I usually have a lot on my mind. A lot recently, actually, and music just usually gets my mind off stuff, especially when I play it because I just lose myself. And that's just like 20, 30, 45 minutes of just me just not worrying about anything around me. I just worry about the people in the crowd and like how happy they can be and just my happiness of playing. I don't think it's fair when kids can't play music. I mean, I live a pampered life where I can actually play music, and I have a bunch of guys like this that I can share my time with the road. I don't really know what to say about it. It just makes me happy.
yeah, when you're up there playing, it's surreal. Like right before shows, I always get so nervous, whether it's in front of 3 kids, 30 kids, 300 kids, or 3,000 kids. It doesn't really matter. I want to do my best, and I want them to have a good time as much as I'm having a good time. And all my fears, all my worries, all my stresses just go away when I'm playing music. So
Yeah.
Music's really been there for me throughout my life. I've been interested in music since I could walk and I could start making noises around anything I could find. I've always seen that as the best form of expression for me, and it's especially saved my life the past year or so since I've lost my father. It's been the one thing that's kept my sanity.
Yeah, one of the things I've always found kind of confusing is one of the most popular things for kids, especially teens, is music, right? I mean, everybody has favorite bands and always listen to music and everything, and then they want to cut that out of school. So that's just one of those weird things. It's something every kid loves.
music can also make school a lot better.
Well, it's stressful throughout the day.
You'd have something to look forward to, and without that, I don't know, it just would. I used to have a music class, and I would always be so excited. I mean, it was a guitar class because I didn't know what music instrument I wanted to play, but still, it was music, and every day, 6th period in middle school, I would get so excited, no matter what. So
When I was in middle school, they cut our music program to fun football. So.
Yeah.
which is kind of unfair. It's helping other kids, but taking away from others. It's not fair. So.
And Dino, can you tell us about your experience? Or not?
I mean, I'm very open-minded with music. It could be anything, and like I couldn't understand like how good it makes them feel. They can feel it, I can feel it.
You can also relate to music. If you're going through something, obviously somebody else has probably gone through it, and there's probably a song about it. So there's always specific songs that also help people too. So
It's a really great form of expression for anything you're going through in life. Like, you could be the happiest, the saddest, the angriest, or anything. And music is like one of the best forms of therapy for anything you're going through. It's one of the biggest stress relievers for me.
music doesn't kill brain cells either. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really interesting to hear you guys talk about actually when you're playing and the difference between actually playing and listening to music. And as powerful as it is to listen to music, when you're actually playing it, you guys have described kind of an entirely different state that you get in, where it becomes where you seem to disconnect from a lot of the problems and so forth, and you have that one thing to focus on. Can you guys talk about that some more? That's really fascinating.
Go ahead. Are you sure? Yeah. Everything that usually goes on that day, it just kind of just completely erases. I remember one show we did. I was really angry because of something. I think I knocked the door off the tracks that day at that venue, and I was just really mad. But as soon as I started playing the show, everything that I thought about, everything that I was angry about that day, all the stress from school and everything, kind of just washed off my back, and it's really relieving. It's like nothing is in my mind.
Off your shoulders, pretty much.
Yeah, it's like having absolutely nothing in your mind besides joy. It's a very euphoric state to be in.
You think music might actually have some kind of like healing properties? If you're,
Yeah.
It has
I
for
believe
me.
so.
It really has for me because, honestly, because being a teenager is not easy. You go through changes and stuff like that, and you know, instead of turning to drugs or just stupid stuff like that, there's music you can go to, and everybody, like, if it weren't for music, like I said, I wouldn't be here, because there's been times where I've been suicidal or whatever, and if it weren't for music, so I wouldn't be here.
I feel like, not to generalize, but a lot of former generations, they look upon the newer heavy music coming out, all the harsh vocals that they do, all the screaming and all the growling. They think that, it's either trying to justify being tough and strong or something, or it's just noise. It's something that's, it's easily consumable. Kids want to get into something angsty. But to be honest, since we've already started, we've always been a heavy band, and screaming is just the ultimate in catharsis, like physical catharsis, to expel everything. Like it sounds kind of weird, but it's like a natural high from your body when I get done every night.
it doesn't sound weird at all. It makes perfect sense, actually.
Playing the drums helps a lot too. Instead
Yeah.
of like beating in some kid's face, I can just beat in my snare drum, so that always helps too.
Yeah, it's great. It's one of the greatest feelings to ever play, to ever have, is playing music or playing a show or being on stage. It's something that I wouldn't want something taken away from kids maybe wanting to dabble into that, because that's how I got into what I wanted to do. Was from a middle school band program. I thought, I wanted to play in a concert band, and then from there I was like, I want to play guitar more, and I started playing guitar more than I did when I was little.
It's all uphill from there.
Yeah.
So you guys obviously think music is a very powerful thing. If we gave you a couple minutes right now and we said, there's a lot of kids out there watching that may not have played an instrument or may have thought about it but didn't or whatever, what would you say to them?
Don't give up.
Yeah, don't ever
Don't
give
be
up on your
discouraged.
dreams. If it weren't for dreams, there wouldn't be football stars, there wouldn't be actors, there wouldn't be bands right now. If everybody just gave up, everybody would just work the same job wherever, and they wouldn't be happy. So just don't ever give up on your dreams, because that's the worst thing you can do to yourself.